What's up, fight fans? Christian the Artist coming at you with another video. First and foremost, hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And the fight I want to talk about today is the upcoming Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fight. Very interesting for a variety of reasons. You got the intangibles, you got the fact that Deontay's been active, you got the fact that Tyson Fury, although he's had two fights since June, he did go through a period of some personal problems and drug use, and where he abused his body, ballooned up in weight. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of Tyson Fury we see in this fight. On the other hand, as I said, he has had two fights since June, which to me is a good sign, and at least he's in the flow of training. I saw the last fight, which I believe was in September, and he actually looked good. He moved well. Gas tank looked good. So my take on the fight, quick strategy breakdown for each guy. If I'm Deontay, I'm using my long jab. I actually like Deontay Wilder's jab when he uses it. He keeps it very long. He fights tall with it. Because of his athleticism, he has a fast release on it, and he's actually accurate. He's actually very accurate with it. In my opinion, if I'm Deontay or if I'm his coaches, I'm telling him, hey, use the jab, stay long, and at least for the first 3 rounds, you unleash that right hand to Tyson's shoulder, chest, and body. Don't even look for the head at the beginning. Don't even look for it. Tyson's movement is very good. His slipping and his eyes are very good. The way he sees shots. I would set everything up, long jab, and when you unleash that right hand, you unleash it at one of those body parts that I mentioned to eventually, starting from maybe the 4th round on, then try to target the head. This could also maybe even open up a jab. You could feint the right and come with your left hook upstairs. But what you want to do is you want to a guy with good movement, you want to kind of freeze him. You even saw that in the Mosley-Mayweather fight where Shane was constantly throwing jabs to the chest. And then he was able to kind of duck down, throw a feint low, and then come up high with his right. A guy that has great movement, you want to freeze him by throwing other stuff to other areas, mainly the body. If I'm Tyson, what I want to do is I want to stay in that mid-range. I do not want to be too far from Deontay. I want to stay right there in that mid-range, mid to close range, but preferably, in my opinion, a mid-range. When you're dealing with punchers, obviously we know Deontay has big power. You want to go at a puncher. It's counterintuitive, but you do not want to stay a far distance from the puncher because you don't want to be at the end of that puncher's shot. That's where the power is. So if I'm Tyson, I stay in that mid-range and I use my movement. I trust my senses, I trust my eyes, I trust my reflexes. And I slip, I roll his shots. The one thing about Deontay is he's very athletic, he's got big power. But he doesn't really set up shots too well, in my opinion. His right hand, you could see it coming. He doesn't really have a setup for it. So if I'm Tyson, I think Tyson will be able to see those shots coming. So if I'm him, I trust my reflexes. I know what I can do. I know that I have good eyes, and I trust that. So I stay right there in that mid-range, and you slip, and you move, and as you're slipping, those shots will be open. You'll be open to catch him with jabs, catch him with little short hooks. Deontay will be there. Overall, my quick assessment, I actually have to go with the Gypsy King in this fight. And I'm going with Tyson by decision. And I think that he is the better overall boxer. And I will always favor the skill guy as opposed to the power guy. I've said it once. I've said it a million times. Power is the most overrated attribute in combat sports. So I think that Tyson just has the skills to outpoint Deontay. And as long as he stays focused and doesn't sleep mentally, he's going to have to stay very alert mentally because we have seen Deontay Wilder get outboxed. I've seen him get outboxed by Gerald Washington. I've seen him get outboxed by Luis Ortiz. And in both fights, what happened was he just landed a shot. They slept. Even though the Ortiz fight, I think there was some interesting suspect circumstances that went on with the officiating, but that's another story. Um, but you have to, with Deontay, you have to stay alert because does have that big right hand. He's got that big power, um, and it's a game changer. It is a game changer if he lands. So, but I think Tyson can do it. I think Tyson can stay alert. Like I said, Deontay, to me, he can get a little wild at times if he has a guy. Usually only when he has a guy hurt, but he's not as refined as Tyson. And I think, as I said, with his shots, he doesn't really set them up too great, and you could see them coming. If you're Tyson, I think he's going to be able to see the shots coming, and I think he definitely is a winnable fight for him, and he can win it by decision. And I just hope that from a fan and media perspective, even if Deontay loses his fight, that it doesn't take away the shine off of a possible Deontay and Joshua matchup, because I still think that would be a good fight. So, fight fans, that is my breakdown. As always, can't wait to the fight. And I could be right, I could be wrong. This is why we watch the fights, all right? So, I will catch you guys sometime after the fight, maybe give a post-fight breakdown, and then we actually got some interesting UFC matchups coming up with Cyborg and Nunes that I want to talk about, and the Mikey Garcia Errol Spence fight. So we got a lot of interesting stuff. So look for more breakdowns. I will catch you guys later.